Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit that little notification bell if you're new and want to be notified every time I post a new video. Also, if you are interested in any of the best and latest deals on devices, whether that be smartphones, Android boxes, tablets, laptops and PCs, etc., and also some great deals on some of the best VPNs, please check out the video description below. All the information will be left there. Hi guys, it's ASBYT and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, I wasn't actually going to be doing a video for you today, but news just dropped apparently that there has been a leak for the OnePlus 5T, so we're going to have a look at it right now. Hi guys, yeah, so like I said, I wasn't going to do something today, but there has been a leaked photo, a leaked render of the apparent new OnePlus 5T. Now, if you followed my channel before, I did a review on the OnePlus 5, and you know, I have been very impressed with that phone up to date. Of course, there were things that I didn't like with it, but on the whole, for the OnePlus range, this was well, it was definitely their best so far. I have been using it as my daily driver alongside the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2 just to kind of compare and contrast. I will be doing a review, a comparison between the two of those to let you guys know what's best about one compared to the other and vice versa. One of the main things I didn't like about the OnePlus, I felt that the design, of course, like I mentioned before, on the front was quite dated. The back looked very smart with a nice matte black finish. I did like that, but the front for me did feel very dated, much like the iPhones have done for the last sort of 3, 4, 5 years even. They've all kind of looked pretty much the same from the front, and OnePlus 5 was a similar feeling for me compared to the phones that were being released at the same time, the LG G6, the Samsung S8, the Essential phone that came out, the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2, like I mentioned, that I did a review on a couple of weeks ago. That obviously got released much more towards the bezel-less area, and OnePlus had the massive forehead and chin compared to those. So, you might be wondering where I'm going with this. Well, apparently, if we take a look at the render here, as you can see, this was actually leaked apparently. Now, you've got to take this actual image with a massive bag or box of table salt, but it has been leaked anyway, so we'll just take a look. And of course, as you can see here, you can see this almost bezel-less display, so very much in the same form factor of the OnePlus 5. Like I said, I do actually have the OnePlus 5 already. So like I mentioned, as you can see, you've got the big forehead and the big chin here. Now, looking at this render, as you can see, it takes the same form factor as the OnePlus 5. It looks like they'll probably have a similar back to it, but on the front, obviously, as you can see on the render, this forehead is sort of cut in half almost, so it comes up to about here, and the same with the bottom. So again, it's much similar to the Samsung S8, the LG G6, them sort of phones where they're not completely bezel-less like the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2, which is pushing the boundaries even further, but nevertheless they go wider on the sides than the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2, but obviously they have a slightly bigger forehead and chin, but much smaller still than, of course, this OnePlus 5. So according to these leaks, we should be looking roughly at a delivery date. It's not a baby. We should be looking at a release date of roughly around November, and this will coincide with similar launches for the T variety. So the OnePlus 3T, for example, came out a few months after the original OnePlus 3. So we are led to believe a similar thing is going to happen with the OnePlus 5 range. However, like I mentioned about the taken with a massive bag of salt, the OnePlus 3T, for example, was still very similar to the OnePlus 3. It didn't have too much change design-wise. It was more of a, similar to the S versions of the new iPhones most years, it's more of an actual performance tweak than actually a design tweak. So I'd be very surprised if they decided after a few months that this would no longer be acceptable in terms of the look, so they actually go for this bezel-less display. You'd think they would have worked on that for the original, but possibly due to the emergence of loads of these cheap bezel-less phones from China especially, potentially they may feel that they are losing that market, and with the performance of this phone, if they could add the bezel-less aspect to it, they could absolutely smash it with the OnePlus 5T. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Have you bought the OnePlus 5 already? If you haven't, was it to do with the actual look of it and the sort of big head and the big chin compared to some of the bezel-less phones? And if you are one of those people, if they did change it and create a phone with a really big bezel-less display matching the performance of the OnePlus 5 original, would you then be tempted to purchase it? Again, so far the information we're getting is that specs-wise it's going to be pretty much very similar in terms of camera, in terms of battery, in terms of the Snapdragon 835. Possibly they potentially might go with the 836 because that is you know, the next one along, but I would imagine, again, they'd probably go with the 835 due to the fact that they'll probably be spending most of the time on this tweak on the display this time as opposed to actually performance. So again, let me know in the comment section below whether you think that this is a load of absolute tosh or whether you think this is indeed how it's going to look. That's pretty much it, guys. Like and share this video if you did enjoy it, and of course subscribe and hit that little notification bell if you're interested in all things tech related, and of course potentially might want to see a review of the OnePlus 5T if and when it actually arrives. I'll try and get my hands on it to review it for you. And as always, guys, like I mentioned right from the start, these leaked renders are completely unconfirmed at this moment in time, so it is potentially going to look nothing like this. But equally, a lot of the time, rendered leaks are actually quite accurate. So we'll wait and see. Like I said, November is the time we should be looking at, so over the next couple of weeks, really, we should be hearing a lot more about this product if it is due to be released in November and if it's due to look like this. I'll see you in the next one. Says ASBYT. Peace out.